First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekakadash, and Daban those great millstone, while unto his truth. And also to those elect that is scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. And come back here today with another great powerful lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And the type of day lesson is Watchman report. Israel at war after surprise Hamas attack. So I like to say Shalom to all our listen and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So I have a little news article before we start the daily lesson by AP, and it reads, it said, Hamas surprise attack out of Gaza stuns Israel and leaves hundreds dead in fighting retaliation. Let's get a little bit more. Said Jerusalem, said Hamas militants fire thousands of rockets and send dozens of fighters into Israeli towns near the Gaza Strip, said in a unprecedented surprise early morning attack during a major Jewish holiday Saturday, killing dozens and stunning the country. Israel said it is now at war with Hamas and launch airstrikes in Gaza, vowing to inflict an unprecedented price. Let's see here a little bit more. It's hours after the incursion began, Israeli troops were still fighting Hamas gunmen in 22 locations near the Gaza Strip, including towns and other communities. Said Army spokesman Daniel Hagars said a startling sign of the breadth of the assault. Said Israel National Rescue Service said at least 100 people were killed and hundreds wounded, making it the deadliest attack in Israel in years. Said an unknown number of Israeli soldiers and civilians were also taken captive and brought into Gaza, and enormously sensitive issues of Israel. Hagaris said militants were also holding hostages said in standoffs, said in two towns, said Berea and Afghan, said which is 15 miles, 24 kilometers from the Gaza border. So let's get a little bit more here. So we seeing that, you know what I'm saying, keep your eyes on Israel. The least of the flock shall draw them out. So we already know that Israel will get it popping. So we already know why this, let's get a little bit more and see why did this war start? What was the cause of all of this? So we know that the Lord said he will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. We know that these fake ass Jews not supposed to be in that land. So that about there will be no peace. When they say peace and safety, then total destruction will come upon them. So we seeing it happening right before our eyes. We already knowing that not a Jew already said that, you know, it's talking peace talks with Egypt and also with these Arab nations. But that about we already knowing that, hey man, the Lord is gathering the nation for what? The controversy of Zion. So let's get a little bit more this Associated Press AP. Let's see what it said. A little bit more of this news article, and we will start the list. It said the shadowy leader of Hamas military wing, Mohammed Dahif, said the assault was in response to the 16-year blockade of Gaza. Said Israeli raids inside of West Bank cities over the past year. Violence of the Al-Aqsa, the disputed Jerusalem holy site, sacred to Jews, as the Temple Mount, increasing attacks by settlers on the Palestinian and growth of settlement. So that about it. So we already know this was about a 16-year-old blockade of Gaza. You know, and that about, you know, this what is this Aska Mosque. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different conflict between the Muslim and also the what is Islam, and also Israelis. So it's a conflict there. So that's why the Lord said there will be conflict from generation to generation. So we got a little bit of this news article. So we seeing that, you know what I'm saying, when they say peace and safety, then total destruction will come upon us. And out of that, a surprise attack at the Gaza stuns Israel and leaves hundreds dead in fighting retaliation. So we seeing that these things are getting ready to escalate. And out about, you know what I'm saying, hey, the Lord already said there shall be rumors of war, earthquakes in diverse places, pestilence, famine, you know what I'm saying, right before what? His great and glorious return. Also, it's also UFO sightings all across the world. And out about our salvation is very close than we yet believe. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is Watchman Report, Israel at War after surprise Hamas attack. So let's start the videos. And after the video, we'll start the lesson. And I hope that you will get edified.
Man, let's talk about the World War III news. Crazy. So as you can see, the Hamas has launched a surprise attack on Israel. They also launched a ground operation into a military camp that was occupied by Israel. Israel has declared war on the Hamas. We are at war, Israel's Netanyahu says as the Hamas launches a surprise multi-front attack. Israel and Gaza were at war on Saturday after dozens of gunmen from the Palestinian militant group Hamas not only infiltrated southern Israel, but did a surprise major attack. Netanyahu said it wasn't an operation, not a round, but a war. Let's see if this gets some other people to step in, like the Hezbollah or others, if this actually brews out of control. Or maybe it settles down after a couple hours to a day, like usual. But I do know we're in wartime, so it's something to keep an eye on. I'll keep my eye on this to see if it escalates or de-escalates. I know people are probably like, well, what about Iran? Did they make a reaction? Yeah, they made a reaction. They said they're proud of the operation. And so they totally back the Hamas attacks. So this ain't nothing new as far as Iran supporting them. Israel is running an operation in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, and it's really been escalating by the day. The same with other conflicts that's starting to brew up. Like the fact NATO member Estonia had a convoy hit in Ukraine. They're saying it was loaded with volunteers, but we know very well that there's a mixture of volunteers and troops in Ukraine. The media will barely tell you the truth on that note. And I say barely because they did let it out a couple times, and then people ignored it, so they just said fuck it. Moscow is starting to build 2-story bunkers, which is a big sign that they might be thinking about using nuclear weapons. Russia also scrambled to intercept a U.S. patrol plane near their territory, which is pretty normal. The only thing that's different is that it's war times, so things like this can cause an accident or anything in this type of time when countries don't trust each other. The United States and Turkey has decided not to go to war over a drone. Yeah, they're NATO allies, so they have to have some kind of backup plan just in case accidents happen or something like this happens. Which wasn't an accident, but whatever. Anyways, more news next.
Just started, guys. Israel and Palestine, they're all fighting right now. You got to see this. It happened early this morning. This is why they were testing those alarms. They know something is up. Something is up, you guys. Stay safe. Continue watching this. I'm going to show you a video. I cannot believe this. So I'm about to show you this video right here, guys. Look at this. They've already threw so many missiles and everything. You guys got to be prepared. Could happen anywhere. This is going to be the biggest world war that we've ever been in. We got to stay safe. Why is it that we are all fighting for no reason? For these political leaders. Why? It makes no sense. But look at this video, guys.
unprecedented surprise attack on Israel, the likes of which this country has not seen since the Yom Kippur War that happened 50 years ago, almost to the day. Also happening on a Jewish holiday, it is Simchat Torah today. It is Shabbat as well. But since 6:30 this morning, sirens have been blaring across Israel, including here in Jerusalem. We had our fair share of air raid sirens going off, alerting of incoming rockets. We heard several explosions ourselves overhead of either interceptions or rockets making impact. Did you know there were some impacts made around?
World War III just started.
And it's a little confusing. Let's break it down just a little bit on the maps of the region. Trey mentioned a lot of the dynamics around the state of Israel. So just to orient you to the map, this is the state of Israel right here. And they're surrounded effectively by enemies of their state. You mentioned the Gaza Strip controlled by Hamas. That's in the southern part of the country. Up north, you have Hezbollah, which is strongly supported by Syria and Iran over here. And then you have the West Bank, Judea and Samaria, which has Islamic Jihad and Hamas fighters there as well. So with this attack in the south out of the Gaza Strip, Hamas is hoping that fighters in Hezbollah in the north in Lebanon and in the West Bank and in East Jerusalem might join in that fight. But let's zoom in just a little bit to the southern part of the country, which is where Trey is this morning. So as I mentioned, this is the Gaza Strip. It was controlled by Israel for decades. In 2005, it was given over to the Palestinian Authority as part of a peace deal. Well, within 2 years, Hamas, a terrorist organization, took over the Gaza Strip. And they have for years been collecting rockets, building tunnels, attempting to infiltrate the south of Israel and commit terrorist attacks against the population there. I've spent a lot of time in the south of Israel, in those communities like Sderot, right here, right on the edge where you can see that border fence and where there are reports of casualties of Israeli civilians. Now, a lot of military defense facilities for the IDF here too. But one of the things to note is that as Hamas has gained power, they've gained sophistication with their rockets and ability to hit. So these red spots are spots where on the map, according to the IDF, Israeli rockets have hit. This is Jerusalem right here. There are reports that there have been strikes inside Jerusalem as well. Tel Aviv is up here. Rockets used to only be able to hit adjacent communities. Now they're able to reach further into the state of Israel, into civilian populations. And because it was 2,000 to 3,000 rockets, guys, is what we're hearing this morning, the IDF famously has the Iron Dome batteries that are there to shoot them down. They couldn't shoot them all down. And so the IDF is responding from places like Jerusalem to the south to try to take back territory that a terrorist organization stated by our country and others in Hamas is holding Israelis hostages and pulled many of them back into the Gaza Strip, which is completely controlled by a terrorist organization. So guys, the lesson has been throughout time, if you give land over to radical Islamists, they're going to do what radical Islamists do, which is to seek Israel's destruction and wipe them off the map. And so they use what little international aid they get. They channel it not toward their people and building schools and building hospitals, but into building tunnels and supplying weapons to their terrorist fighters, all of which somehow was kept mostly under wraps. It sounds like Israel is mostly surprised by this. This is a sophisticated attack. I mean, as someone who's been involved.
There are a lot of things I can't report right now because of operational security, but things are very, very bad along the Gaza border. Small arms fire, continued rocket fire into southern and central Israel. Soldiers doing what they can to hold lines around here, but it is a very, very bad situation, one of the worst that I've seen between Israel and Gaza.
So we'll start today's lesson. So we're seeing that, some things are escalating. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to watch, pray, and be sober. Because one thing about it, we're living in the end time, real time. So we're saying that, keep your eyes on Israel. Idea about Israel getting ready to get World War III popping. And also the Lord is gathering the nation for the controversy of Zion. Ezekiel chapter 38, Joel chapter 3, also Jeremiah chapter 49. Jeremiah chapter 51 and 50. And everybody know all these things are prophetic. And everybody, you know, we seeing it's getting ready to happen. You know what I'm saying? Great death, great mourning, great sorrow. So I'm getting ready to go to camp. It's going to be kind of a quick lesson, but I will do another in-depth lesson later on. But we're going to, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, we're going to bring it out through the spirit. And everybody call, hey man, these are the time that we're living in. It's high time to prophesy. And out by the Lord has his watchman, his prophet, you know what I'm saying? We're standing on our watch and we're standing on fire for Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Watch, pray, and be sober, because we're living in these times, real time. So we'll start today's lesson in Luke chapter 21 and verse 9. It said, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotion, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Verse 10, then said he unto me, the nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. We seeing that right now. Nations are divided left and right. You know what I'm saying? Man, we seeing, you know, civil unrest, you know, getting ready to be a civil war, you know, insurrection, sedition among men. All these things are getting ready to happen, but it's all through the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So let's read that again. Luke chapter 21 and verse 10 said, then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. So we seeing all that right now. It's already reports that it was earthquake in Mexico. I think it was a 6.0, and once another one in New Guinea. So you know, so it's earthquakes in diverse places all across the world. Great calamities, great catastrophe. Things are going to pick up. The plagues are not going to slack down for a moment. And everybody, you know, in that day they shall know that a prophet was among them. So that everybody we're upon wartime. You know what I'm saying? The beginning of sorrow. You know what I'm saying? The birth pain. We seeing it happening right before our eyes. Rejoice ye heaven. So now let's go here to First Thessalonians, just a quick lesson through the spirit. Got to get ready for camp. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1 said, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. We know in what time that we're living in. We're living in what? The end time. The signs of the times are here. At the end it shall speak and not lie. We know very well what time we're living in. Verse 2 said, for yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. Verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Verse 4, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. But one thing about it is that, you know what I'm saying, we know what time that we're living in. And everybody, we're already knowing that the president of Israel, the prime minister, which in fact Netanyahu already did a peace deal back in, I think, September the 22nd. You know, we're talking about peace with Egypt, the Arab nations, and I think and other nations. But that about, we already know there will be no peace. The Lord said he will have war with Amalek from generation to generation, because what? When we came out of Egypt, you know, they wouldn't let us go past their land, you know, to get to the promised land. So that about the Lord is going to have war with them from generation to generation. And also we know that there were imposters, you know what I'm saying? The true Jews are not in that land right now. So right now, the Lord right now, you know, say, hey man, he's getting ready to destroy that place. You know, we already knowing that northern Israel will be attacked, will be nuked. And that about the Lord's going to cleanse that land before we go back into that land. So we know we at the times of the Gentiles are about to be fulfilled. And about also what? The great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. It is fast approach. So we see it right now. There will be no peace and safe. And out about it's going to be what? Death and destruction. And out about great calamities, great catastrophe. You know what I'm saying? And out about the Lord's getting ready to bring that what? Indignation. You know what I'm saying? That fervent heat. You know, those IBCM missiles. And out about, so you already know Babylon the Great, which in fact is America, will be nuked, and also Israel. It may happen simultaneously. And out about, you know, they're going to burn the whore. And also Israel, it will be what? The least of the flock is going to bring what? America out. And also you already seeing that they already had this October the 4th test. And out about, so hey man, was it a test run or is it a real thing? So all of a sudden now, all hell is breaking loose. And out about it, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. We're very excited. Amen. Because we get very close, man. Our salvation is at the door. So now let's go here to get a quick precept. Exodus chapter 17 and verse 16. Just a quick lesson. Get ready to go to camp. We probably get one more Exodus chapter 17 and verse 16. And it reads, for he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So out about, we already know that those fake Jews are in our land right now. So out about the Lord, you know what I'm saying, will never be no peace there. Ever since 1948, there have not been peace since then. And I because one thing about it, that is the Holy Land. You know what I'm saying? And that is our land. You know what I'm saying? And out about the Lord is getting ready to return, set everything back into order. So let's read that again. It said Exodus chapter 17 and verse 16. Said, for he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek for generation to generation, those fake ass Jews. And out about, hey man, one thing about the Lord is getting ready to burn them out of that land. Now, the Lord is getting ready to cleanse that land. When you read about that in Ezekiel chapter 38, also in Ezekiel chapter 39, now about it's going to be great death and destruction. So anyone that served in that war, they go into that war over in the Middle East, they will not return. The Lord is going to kill everything. You know what I'm saying? That anyone that fights in that last and final war will die. And out about one thing about us, man, we are here. The Lord said, I come to not to bring peace, but a sword. And out about it, so the Lord is making it happen. The Lord is moving the chess piece around. We are very excited. The Lord is coming. The Lord is coming. So now let's go here to Jeremiah. Let's get another quick precept. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 49. And we get one more and we'll close out. Jeremiah got to go to camp, Salakia, about the quickness, but I got to go to camp, But one thing about the Lord put the Spirit on me. We can do a quick lesson right quick. I'm hoping that you will get edified. Let's start up Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 7. I don't mean to be rambling. It said, concerning Edom, thus said the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Timon? Is the counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Verse 8 said, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. So we seeing that the Lord is bringing the calamity upon Esau. He's making what? Esau bear. And out about every hand of the wicked is getting ready to turn on this wicked red devil, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. We seeing it happening right before our eyes. The Lord said what was covered is going to be uncovered. That was hid is going to be what? Brought to light. And out about we seeing it happening right before our eyes. The Bible's a true book. Verse 9, it said, if grape gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaming grapes? Say, if thieves by night, they will destroy till they had enough. That's right. The harbinger of death. What I'm saying? He have spoiled many nations, so he's getting ready to be spoiled. Verse 10, it said, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret place, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. And out about it, so the Lord is making Esau bare. We seeing it happen through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And out about because he has spoiled many nations, the nations are getting ready to spoil him and deal what? Trustfully with him. And out about it is payday. The Lord said, I will pay. You know what I'm saying? Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. So let's drop down to Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 20. And it reads that, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he has taken against Edom, the so-called white man, and his purpose that he has purpose against the inhabitants of Timan, Salakia. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And out about so that about the least of the flock shall draw them out. Shall draw what? America out, the whore. And out about they will come desolate with what? Israel, northern Israel will be nuked. And also Babylon the Great is getting ready to be a lake of fire. There will be no inhabitant left here. So that about it's time to what? To watch, pray, and be sold. It's time to seek the Lord while he can be found, because what? We're running out of time and we're living in the end time, real time. So let's get one more. We'll close out. Let's go into Isaiah chapter 55 and we'll shut it down right there because I'm getting ready to go to camp in a few minutes. Salakia about being repetitious. Let's see here. Isaiah chapter 55 and verse, we started at verse 7. Now we started at verse, let's start at verse 6, Salaki. So Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6 says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. So the door of repentance is closed. And now it's time to what? To seek the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's time to what? To come into this what? That's why the Lord said what? In Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6, that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the time. It shall be a what? A stronghold in time of trouble. And everybody, you know what I'm saying? Shall be a what? A safe haven. And everybody, so if you're not seeking the Lord, you're seeking death. If you love it here, you get ready to die here. If you're not ready to rule, you getting ready to die. And everybody, the Lord's getting ready to return. And everybody, and set everything back into order. In the middle of the Lord, we constantly sighing and crying left and right, saying, keep not silent. Warn them for me. Get on their asses. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. And not about while you are sleeping, the devil is constantly getting bits. So now let's read this again. Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6 said, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Verse 7 said, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return to the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, hey man, we're here. It is at the door. The stage is set. All things are ready. Also, we know that grain of rice is right upon us. All hell is getting ready to break loose. Jacob's trouble is at the door. A time of trouble that we have never seen before. And we're constantly warning you left and right. War is at the door. The war drums are beating. All hell is getting ready to break loose. A time of trouble, once again, that you have never seen before. But the Lord said, for the elect's sake, those days shall be short. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is Watchman Report. Israel at war after surprise Hamas attack. So I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekakadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.